Hello team, today's challenge is Winter Games Day 10 Alpine Skiing, where we are given a drop, a distance, and a type, and we need to calculate the difficulty for that rating, okay? For that hill, sorry, not for that rating. We need the difficulty rating for that hill. That is where I'm going. We get a type. We only have 3 types today to deal with, so hopefully very fast, very easy. And our ratings are also only 3 types, but I'm pretty sure they could be more. So we need to stay flexible there, okay? I'm going to grab all of this just like this, copy it over to my code, pasting it right at the top so that we can do stuff. Return, completely useless here. We can get started, okay? The first is const, and we're going to call it adjustment. It's going to be equal to an object, which has all of this stuff, okay? So these are already wrapped up in quotes, which is really nice. For some strange reason, they missed a colon right here. But multiply steepness, sorry. Don't know where I was going with that. And back it out. Excellent. Add a comma. There's our object. Okay. Clean it up really fast. Down here, we have the rating. I'm going to call it difficulty. Okay. Though rating probably would have been a better name. Nice and short, right? This is going to be a new map. I like using maps here because it's easy to loop through, okay? And it just works very naturally. So anything that we insert, however we insert things into the map, they retain that order, unlike objects that can be any order after they're generated. So I'm going to use a map here. It's a little bit tricky to get into, but I think we can do it. So boosting this up, bumping it in, excellent, okay? If the adjusted should be our magic thing to get, we go to the end, come back on the number, add a comma, okay? Wrap these in square brackets and add another comma, okay? This is the shape of our map, which means that now this final value can be infinity, okay? If it's anything greater than 0.25, then when we do our comparisons for less than equal to, we are always going to be less than equal to infinity. That's just how it works, okay? Which makes it really easy. The other thing that I'd like to do is I like to put the string second in this case. So the number is our key, okay? So again, some multiple cursors, just like this, jumping to the start, cutting it out, cleaning it up, and pasting it at the end. It doesn't actually matter here, okay? You could go either way because of how the loop is going to work. Just be aware which one is which, okay? Again, I like to call these the keys and these the values, just because the values are what we will return. Makes sense in my head, okay? Now, we are into the function, okay? So the const, this is going to be the steepness, okay? Just like this. We have the drop divided by distance times the type, but not just the type. We have adjustment, okay? Type. So we're reaching in here, and this leads to our first question, okay? What happens, because this is a string value, what happens if we pass in a value that is not in this adjustment? We probably should have some sort of a conditional here for if no type, okay? We need some sort of an error message there. I'm not going to worry about that today because of the nature of their tests, but in client work, we absolutely should do this, okay? Going down below, now that we have that steepness, we need a for loop, okay? And that's going to be for let this array of difficulty, okay? Again, this is part of the magic. So up here, we only have 3 values, which means that our loop can only go 3 times, okay? If we added a couple more, maybe it goes that many, but it is a very restricted group of looping, a very restricted list. So it's going to go very fast, okay? It's only whatever we add to this list. We control how many loops we get, okay? How many maximum loops we get, because inside of here, we're going to return, okay? So key value, brilliant. Now, if steepness is less than equal to key, okay? If it is, then we return value, right? There it is. There's the whole magic. I can delete this line just to get rid of it and do the thing. Now, infinity, right? Infinity always catches. That is the magic of infinity in JavaScript. It doesn't have a higher limit. It is a, behind the scenes, it's a bit of a magic number, okay? So long as the number that comes out of steepness is a real number, then it will always be less than infinity. It has to be. But, right? But in client work, we hedge our bets. So we should really have error for here, okay? And that can be something that maybe we passed our values in wrong, or maybe we set up our object wrong, and none of this worked, and we got here. So now it's returning good information to the developers to let us know that we made a mistake, okay? That mistake has to be us because of how infinity works, okay? Maybe we got these backwards, and instead we used value here and key here, right? It could be anything. So having some sort of an error message there for client work makes sense to me. But here we are. This is it for today, okay? And the nice thing is, because of how we've done our data, when you store your data well, it is easy to build on. So I could take this, copy it, paste it down here. This could be, say, double black, right? I think there's a double black diamond, right? And then this could be 0.5, just like this. And it all still works because their steepness rating never goes above 0.5. So I did a little bit of testing ahead of time to make sure that that worked. But really, this one, because of how we did it, I would leave this one at infinity, but it's nice to know that we can expand into this, okay? So if we have double black, if we have impossible, right, or epic, whatever that difficulty rating is, we can put it in here, okay? And it just works. So we did a little bit of math. Sorry, we stored some stuff. We did a little bit of math. We did a quick loop, and it will always be a quick loop. It can only ever be the length of this difficulty maximum because we return as soon as we find one, okay? And that is it, okay? Did you like the solution? Did you hate it? Did you find a different one that you want to share? Put all of that in the comments. I definitely love reading them, and I do read all of them. So please keep doing that. Otherwise, today this has been Winter Games Day 10 Alpine Skiing, and I will see you tomorrow.